Okay, so at Bath Rugby, what we do is we break the supplements down into 3 categories. We've got performance supplements, supplements we use for recovery, and general health and well-being. What we do with our health and well-being supplements is that they take them on a day-to-day basis. So when they come into the club and fill in their health and well-being questionnaire, they'll take these supplements at the same time. What they are is just a low-dose general broad-spectrum multivitamin, a batch of fish oils, and some creatine monohydrate. What we do with the broad spectrum multivitamin is that just covers their general health and well-being needs. We will twice a year blood test the individuals to see whether they need any bespoke treatments from the doc. So that may be a vitamin B12 booster, a vitamin D boost, and that the low dose multivitamin just helps us mop up anything that they might not be getting in their diet. Fish oils, they're brilliant for anti-inflammatory properties. We use those in season, post games, like the guys are out there bashing each other quite a lot, so they get a lot of inflammation. That just helps with recovery. It also helps with body composition stuff, insulin sensitivity, all that kind of thing. Creatine monohydrate, we use that from a muscle mass perspective, from a high intensity performance perspective as well. It helps them with repeated sprints, and there's also some sort of minor evidence to suggest that it might help with brain functions as well. What we do with the recovery supplements, these are sort of used more post-training. They're primarily based around protein, get the protein in, sort of replenish the stores, help rebuild the muscle fibers and that kind of thing. We'll use a protein supplement post-match and give them as an option during post-training. We use branch chain amino acids, which is essentially the building blocks of protein. So it's essentially just a whey protein that's been broken down. This allows us to get more leucine into their system, so it basically improves the recovery. We'll use this intra-workout because it's slightly more palatable. And then just when we're traveling to games and that, just try and get extra protein during the day. We'll give them protein bars as well. But from a performance perspective, we sort of really only focus on 2 major things essentially. It's essentially carbohydrates and caffeine. What we try and do is we try and give the guys a source of carbohydrates throughout the day, leading into a game. As you can see, we've got a powder here that we'd make up into a juice. We've got carbohydrate gels and carb bars. We sort of let them self-select which carbohydrate they prefer to take, and from that we just try and get as much into them as they can, because that's a really sort of powerful source of fuel during a rugby game. Likewise, we try and use caffeine through a number of drinks. So we've got pre-fuel here, which has got a couple of other things in it as well, but caffeine is sort of the primary stimulant. We also have caffeine gum. We use caffeine pills and caffeine shots during games as well. Exactly like the carbohydrates, we allow them to self-select. We sort of generally try and get them to take 3 to 5 milligrams per kg. Some guys that are coffee drinkers obviously ignore us and take a little bit more. Some guys that don't take caffeine outside of the game day, they'll obviously stick to that. General rule with taking caffeine is that you can always take more, but you can never take less. So if anyone's drunk a load of coffee and they've got the shakes, it's really tough to concentrate and play a rugby game while that's going on. So we always like them to be able to add to their sort of coffee or caffeine dosage during a match. The other thing that we use as well is electrolytes. So that's just a simple little tab that goes into a bottle of water, and that just replaces all the minerals that they lose while they're sweating during a game.